Guys, true love is not the satisfaction of passions. That's one of the things that Orthodoxy has taught me. Uh, Love requires self-denial. If in a marriage, it is not for the satisfaction of passions that God calls anybody into marriage. It is for the kingdom of God. It is for loving and serving others that God calls us into his kingdom. The world is all about the satisfaction of passions. In fact, basically, relationships now with so much of the modern relationships is just the satisfaction of passions. It is just who can we exploit for our passions and for our pride. Even with money or sex, God calls people into marriage not for the exploitation of lust or sex, but to mutually serve someone, to actually die for yourself for someone. That's true love. And the same thing with money. Money can be used to fuel pride, or it can be used as a pathway to serve others in love. So nothing that God has created is bad, but if we serve our passions, then we use things for selfish purposes, and we just use things for our own self, our own passions. But if we die to ourselves like Christ calls us to, daily to our passions and serve others, that is what Christ wants for us. Paul illustrates this in Galatians 5, where it says, "For you were called to freedom, brothers, only do not use your freedom as an opportunity for the flesh, but with love serve one another." That is freedom. Paradoxically, the world and Satan, our passions, think that if we satisfy our passions, if we satisfy our pride, if we satisfy our ego, then we'll be free. But these things enslave us to where we need more, we need more, we need more. And then those people and those things in this world which God called us to serve, like he serves creation in his incarnation, instead of serving these things and loving them and caring for them, we just use them for our own selfish ends. So guys, it's paradoxically that even like the law, Paul starts out by saying, "For freedom Christ has set you free. Do not submit again to the yoke of slavery. I tell you, if anyone accepts circumcision, he is bound to keep the law. You who would seek to justify yourself by the law have been severed from Christ." Even the law of God itself can be used by our passions, by our pride, by our ego, not to serve others humbly with love and to serve God humbly with love, but to make ourselves feel like righteous people. So guys, that's true freedom that God calls us to, that we all want, is found only in humility and love. Only the humble man is a loving man, and only the loving man is truly a Christian. You cannot be a Christian without freedom and humility, in freedom and in love.